There's a dangerous assumption a lot of hunters still believe. If a caliber works perfectly at 200 yards, it'll work just as well at 400, maybe even 500. Same rifle, same bullet, same confidence. But that's not how it works. Some calibers don't fail in an obvious way. They fail quietly. The shot still lands, but something feels off. The animal runs further than expected. The impact isn't as decisive. The follow-up becomes necessary. And by the time you realize what went wrong, you've already pushed that caliber beyond where it performs best. Today, we're breaking down 5 calibers that struggle on longer shots more than most hunters expect. Not because they're bad, but because they're misunderstood. Why this matters more today. Modern hunting has changed a lot. Better optics, better rifles, more confidence at distance. Hunters today are taking shots that were considered extreme just a decade ago. And that's not a bad thing. But here's the problem. Confidence has grown faster than understanding, because shooting farther doesn't just test your aim, it tests your caliber, velocity loss, wind drift, bullet expansion, energy retention. At 150, 200 yards, most calibers perform well, but past 300, that's where things start separating, and that's where some calibers quietly fall behind. Number 1. .243 Winchester. The .243 Winchester is one of the easiest calibers to shoot well. Low recoil, flat shooting, extremely accurate. That's why so many hunters start with it, and many stick with it. At 100, 250 yards, it performs exactly how you want it to. Clean hits, predictable behavior, minimal recoil. But the problem isn't close range. It's what happens when you stretch it. The .243 relies on light bullets, typically 90 to 100 grains. And that matters more than people realize, because lighter bullets lose velocity faster. By the time you reach 350, 450 yards, velocity has dropped significantly. Now here's where things get serious. Most hunting bullets are designed to expand within a certain velocity window. Drop below that, and expansion becomes inconsistent. That means less reliable wound channels, less effective energy transfer, more unpredictable results. So even if your shot placement is good, the result might not be. The animal doesn't drop the way you expected. It runs further. Tracking becomes harder. And this is where many hunters start blaming themselves, when in reality, the caliber was operating at the edge of its performance. Inside 250 yards, the .243 is excellent. Beyond that, it demands near perfect conditions. And that's the part most people underestimate. Number 2. .270 Winchester. The .270 Winchester has one of the strongest reputations in hunting. Fast, flat, and proven across decades. Typical loads push a 130 grain bullet around 3100 FPS. That speed gives it a clear advantage at moderate distances. Less drop, simpler shooting. And that's exactly why hunters trust it. But here's where expectations go wrong. The .270 was built around velocity, not modern aerodynamic efficiency. Most .270 bullets have lower ballistic coefficients compared to newer designs. And that becomes a problem at distance. Because once you move past 350, 400 yards, wind becomes the dominant factor. And the .270 is more affected by wind than many hunters expect. At 400, 500 yards, even a moderate crosswind can push that bullet several inches off target. And here's the key issue. The shot still feels good. Your aim was correct, but the bullet didn't land exactly where you thought. Not because of drop, but because of drift. And this is where the .270 starts demanding more precision than most hunters realize. It's not failing, it's just less forgiving. And in real hunting conditions, forgiveness matters. Number 3. .308 Winchester. The .308 is one of the most trusted calibers ever made. Reliable, accurate, widely available. It's been used for everything from hunting to military applications. And within 300 yards, it performs extremely well. But here's the hidden limitation. The .308 struggles with velocity retention compared to modern cartridges. It launches heavier bullets, but at lower speeds, typically around 2600, 2800 FPS. That's not slow, but it's not fast either. And over distance, that matters, because velocity directly affects trajectory, wind drift, bullet expansion. At 400, 500 yards, the .308 starts losing performance faster than many expect. Bullet drop increases. Wind drift becomes more noticeable. And most importantly, impact velocity drops, which affects how the bullet behaves on impact. Expansion becomes less consistent. Penetration changes. And this is where the results start becoming less predictable. The shot lands, but the effect isn't as strong. animals may run further. Follow-up shots become more common. And this is where the .308 shows its limit. Not because it's inaccurate, but because it's less efficient at distance. Number 4. .22 250 Remington. The .22 250 is one of the fastest calibers on this list. 50-55 grain bullets pushing close to 3,800 FPS. On paper, that sounds perfect for long range. Flat trajectory, minimal drop, and yes, it's incredibly accurate. But here's the problem. It relies almost entirely on velocity, not mass. And that creates a serious limitation, because light bullets lose energy quickly, are heavily affected by wind, offer limited penetration. At 300 plus yards, the .22 250 starts struggling. Wind drift becomes extreme, energy drops rapidly, and bullet performance becomes unreliable for larger game. Now here's the key difference. You can still hit targets at long range, but hitting isn't the same as effective hunting, because effective hunting requires consistent penetration, reliable expansion, enough energy to finish the job. And this is where the .22 250 falls short. It's not built for that, and pushing it into that role creates problems. Number 5. 6.5 Creedmoor, when pushed too far. The 6.5 Creedmoor is one of the most popular modern calibers. Efficient, accurate, low recoil, built for consistency, and within its ideal range, it performs extremely well. But here's the part nobody talks about. The problem isn't the caliber, it's how far people push it, because the 6.5 builds confidence, and that confidence leads to longer shots. And longer shots expose limitations. At extended distances, velocity drops below optimal expansion levels. Energy becomes limited for larger game. Bullet performance becomes more dependent on perfect placement. The shot still lands, but the margin disappears. And that's the key issue. It's not failing, it's just being pushed beyond where it performs best. The pattern, most people miss. Look at all 5 calibers. They're all good. They all work. They've all taken game successfully. So what's the real problem? Distance, because distance changes everything. At short range, velocity is high, energy is strong, performance is reliable. At longer range, velocity drops, wind increases, bullet behavior changes, and this is where limitations appear. Real field scenario. You're at 450 yards, there's wind, your position isn't perfect. You take the shot, it hits, but the animal runs. Now ask yourself, was it the shot? Or was the caliber operating outside its ideal range? Because this is where most hunters learn the hard way. This isn't about avoiding these calibers. It's about understanding them, using them where they perform best, respecting their limits, because every caliber has a performance window. And once you step outside it, you're not hunting with confidence anymore. You're hunting with risk. If you want more real-world, no hype hunting breakdowns like this, subscribe to Guns Genius. Because we don't just talk about calibers. We explain what actually happens when it matters.